my name is Melissa for those of you that don't know me, and welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we talk about all things self-development and spirituality. So something that I really felt called to talk to you guys about today is just how words and thoughts are magic. If you guys haven't heard about the law of attraction, is basically there's different ways to go about it, right? And what we think about, we attract, and what we keep focusing on, we're attracting, right? So something that I really try to always be conscious about is how I say things. For example, because words are magic, so whatever you're saying out into the universe, you're affirming to the universe. Therefore, the universe is going to attract those things towards you. So something that I try to do within myself, and I always like to teach those around me, is like really be careful and be conscious and aware of how you say things. And like, for example, something that I can give an example to you guys is, let's just say that you really feel like venting, and you want to just get out like how you're feeling, and you're having a really hard time, like let's say learning something at work, and you notice yourself saying, man, this job is so hard, I don't know if I can do this. Another way of saying that can be like, man, like this job is teaching me so much on how to do A, B, and C. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm learning every day how to be where I need to be. That's just one example, right? And even with our thoughts, like I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. Like a lot of times we have judgmental thoughts with others, with ourselves, and I think a big thing that comes up for me and for other people, I'm sure you guys can relate to, is let's just say that you're judging somebody in your head about maybe somebody's actions or the way they think, and maybe where they're at in their lives. You're judging them for maybe not like fully seeing their potential and their power, and they're doing so many toxic things to themselves and those around them that they're not really conscious about. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, man, that person has a lot of work to do within themselves, or they are just not really the type of people that would probably be successful when it would come to this or that. Instead, I think it's very powerful to think of these people as their potential, because I always like to think of myself in my potential, because there's a lot of things I want to accomplish in life, right? So I always like to go back when I'm thinking those thoughts, like let's say about that person, and I think, you know what, like we don't think the same, and I understand that the reason why they are complaining or they have so much toxic habits in their life is because they weren't taught those things before, or maybe they're ignorant of what their potential is or how they can be better. But what all I can do is send them love through like my heart and my mind, my intentions, because I understand that I was maybe there at one point as well, or maybe they're not on the same path as me, but they're gonna get there through whatever life throws at them, whether that's like 30 years from now, whether that's tomorrow, or maybe in this lifetime they weren't meant to learn these certain things. And it's okay, you know, it's okay for me to know this and for them not to know that. And of course we can always like insert ourselves in a certain way for us to try to help them or to plant a seed, you know. But I think even like the way we think about people, we're affirming certain things about them, you know, and our mind, our thoughts, and our words are very powerful. So by us having like that thought of them in a more positive, constructive way, we are sending signals onto the universe for them to maybe come across a certain path, for them to maybe one day get led to a certain realization. Like honestly guys, we don't know how powerful our words are until we really start being aware and conscious of them, and we start seeing how the universe is always working in our favor with what we're saying, what we're thinking, what's meant for us, etc., etc. So hopefully that can help you guys out whenever it comes to the next time that you're maybe complaining or venting about something, because there's nothing wrong with venting, right? I mean, there's nothing even wrong with complaining. We can always give it a different meaning. Instead of saying complaining, we can say venting, and or maybe that we're letting our feelings and our thoughts out, and we're not resisting how we're feeling, but rather we're saying those things out loud, for those things to not be inside of us, for it to then turn into anger, for then it turning into depression. So it's also not about bypassing the way you feel, but it's about just really being conscious and aware, having that like a thing that right now that I'm learning a lot through this book called A Return to Love, is really just being conscious of how we are pouring onto ourselves with our words, with our thoughts, and really embracing how we're feeling, because everything that we're feeling is there for us to learn more, for us to have more awareness. And how I was why I was referring to the book is because there's a term that she says is called spiritual maturity, and to me that means having more awareness of how you insert your words, how you insert yourself, how you insert your thoughts, for them to become power, for it to become an extension of your purpose. And it's not really that I'm going to sit here and say I don't want to feel negative when a thought comes up, but instead of me saying, man, this is hard, I can't do this, like accepting that maybe I am having a difficult time in that moment learning something, whatever that is, but then going back, and before you say those things or before you go to that thought, reaffirm it in a different way. Everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that you think, you are creating your reality. And like another topic too, I guess relating to this, when I actually was talking about this on my book at my book club, and I was telling my friend that we are the creators of our life, and then my other friend said, well, I don't necessarily agree with that completely, because there's a lot of situations in our lives that we can't control, that we're not creating. And I understood it, and I agreed with it to a certain extent, but then I went ahead and extended my thought and my feelings to that, and I was telling him that, sorry, I'm on my phone right now, and it's on the stand now on my bed. So I went back and I reaffirmed what I had said, and going back to his thought and his opinion, I was just saying, well, we are the creators of our life, because everything we do and say we are attracting towards us, and even how we say it, our intentions behind it. And I was just letting him know, and I can let you guys know too, is it's not necessarily that we are controlling how we feel, how that situation should go, but we are controlling our reactions towards it. I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm going off topic or off the idea that I'm trying to put out, but just always be very mindful about how we talk to others, our intentions behind it. And another person might take it in the wrong way, but it's okay, like we all have different backgrounds, we all have different upbringings. So based off on that, we're gonna take it in that way. We might take it personal in a negative way, we might take it even personal in a constructive, positive way. Like whatever, however people perceive it or act upon it has nothing to do with us and has everything to do with them. Because the way we talk, the way, oops, the way we think, how we do things out in the world, it has to do with like our belief systems and what we've been taught, maybe what we've learned, relearned, whatever that is. So that's something that I always go based off of. like in the Four Agreements. If you guys haven't read that book, I completely recommend it. I think I probably mentioned it in my another video, I'm not too sure, but that book is always in the back of my head because we really can't take things personal, you know, like all we can really do is create, we can create power from how we perceive it and how we respond to it. So I hope all those things align, they made sense. I just want to say I hope you guys are doing great. If you guys have any other recommendations of something that I should post, please let me know. I'm very open to it. And as you guys can see, I'm a little bit more active on here. I want to give you guys more energy. I want to give you guys more my perception of the way I think. I'm not always very clear on how I say things, but I know that my intention is there, and I hope you guys can see it. And if you guys can't, I'm promising you guys that I'm improving every day. Even like right now when I'm talking, I can almost see myself like getting away from my first initial thought and my purpose for saying this, but hopefully all the other things that came into that thought align and you guys get it. And yeah, so bye, have a great day.